In this country of olives, spices and almond trees, seeds have been sown. These seeds are made from metal. Instead of giving life, they take it. They are cluster munitions. 2.5 years after the end of the war, I arrive in Lebanon to see how people are living with this threat. Well, there is something personal about this story because half of my family is from Lebanon. I wanted to tell that story, a sort of forgotten story of a war. It's the war of 2006 of Israel against Hezbollah. The story of those cluster bombs that were dropped all over the country in the last 3 days of the conflict. And that's something a lot of people don't know about. And these bombs have turned the whole region, the whole country, into a giant minefield. A war doesn't end when people stop firing. So the population has to live with that. And I wanted to tell their story, their everyday story, the farmers, the mothers, people going into their garden, and those things continue to explode years after they have been dropped.
My son was walking in front of the goat, and I was behind, on the same path we took every day. It blew up under my foot.
I tell a story as a journalist, as a cartoonist, and I want to tell a story that is relevant to people. And I think the ICRC understood that there is a new way to touch people, to communicate about stories, about things that people have a hard time getting interested into.
Japan is more earthquake-prone than many other places in the world. How prepared is the city of Tokyo and the rest of the country for an earthquake of this magnitude?
The only thing I can say is
people are being overwhelmed by images, by photos of people suffering, of catastrophes, of wars. And I have the feeling we have a hard time making sense of that, all those images that we get. Cartoons are very simple. It's a very simple language, black and white. And it allows you to bring back the humanity behind the story. I think it's good to go back to places forgotten, to conflicts that have passed. If you go back to those places with a different view, a different approach, a different technique, cartoon, animation, maybe you can get people back interested again into those stories. I hope so.